Welcome back. You know, sometimes life throws you a curve and you end up somewhere you never thought you'd be. That's just what happened to Steve Brown when he was diagnosed with leukemia. Now he's using triathlons as a weapon against cancer and inspiring others along the way.
I got that phone call that nobody ever wants to get. And he said, Mr. Brown, there's a problem with your blood work. Every result came back, diagnosis of chronic lymphocytic leukemia. Like, leukemia? That's not possible. I was pretty aggressive with the treatment. On good days, I'd show up for treatment, get my infusion, do my thing, and then I'd run home. I figured, if people see me running home from chemo treatment, it can't be that bad. They must get the message that I'm okay, that I'm going to be fine. And that was one of the messages that I wanted to send to my kids, my friends, the docs, and the leukemia. I was diagnosed probably a couple of days, and I was already in touch with Leukemia and Lymphoma Society and was signed on as an assistant coach with their triathlon team here in the area. Now I have a passion for the sport, and now I have my own diagnosis. It was a no-brainer, slam dunk to get involved with team training. And they're raising funds and awareness for my blood cancer. I was showing up for practice while I was going through treatment. It just was that much more rewarding for me, and I knew that the athletes connected on a deeper level because they're like, hey, our coach is teaching us swim stroke while he's getting ready to go to chemo. So I know it helped. It was motivating for them. I think it was a doctor's appointment between treatments 2 and 3. I sat him down and I said, all right, doc, here's the deal. I feel good. You know, blood work's good. I think we got to start using that remission word now. And he looked at me and said, no, you're right. Because I was pulling for the words partial remission. And he looked at me and says, no, I'm sorry. And I was all bummed out. I said, oh, but I feel good, you know? And he said, no, I think you're in complete remission. I think one of the most important messages that I give people is don't look at the whole animal. Look at it in small chunks, look at it in the immediate future, gather as much information as you can, do the research, talk to people, and take it one treatment, one doctor's appointment, one day at a time. And don't think about what's 6 months gonna bring, what's a year gonna bring, what's 2 years gonna bring. You can't do that. I'll equate that mentality with multi-sport racing, because when you are standing at the water's edge at the start of an Ironman, you can't think that it's a 14, 15-hour day and 140.6 miles of racing. You need to think about it in small, bite-sized chunks. And it's the same way with your treatment and your diagnosis.
Steve is definitely an inspirational guy, and you can check out his book, My New Race, at lulu.com. Portions of the proceeds go to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. All right, you've seen him out there, Newton running shoes. We stopped into a local Philadelphia area running store to get the 411 on the kicks that some triathletes are swearing by.
Newton shoes stand out a lot because of their colors. They kind of just pop off the wall. It's designed to simulate barefoot running, getting an athlete up on his toes, which is a more efficient way to run. It's how faster runners run. So for the mid-pack, back-of-the-pack person, it's a way to force them to run properly or run faster rather than the conventional heel toe, which is, 99% of our running shoes are designed for that. So Newton is unique. It's the only shoe designed to, change your gait or your running style.
In 5 years, the Philadelphia Insurance Triathlon has become one of the premier races in the sport, and it's spawned an all-women's Series 2, the She Rocks Triathlon. We're taking you behind the scenes of this cool race with highlights of the course in case you want to add it to your lineup.
We're very focused on being, one of the top races in the country. There was this void when we created this race, and I think one of the things that we've done exceptionally well is go out and sort of say we're going to provide just an exceptional experience. I think we have a great triathlon community, sort of in Philadelphia, up to New York, down through Baltimore and DC. I think we've got a really great course in a beautiful sort of part of our city. The city's great to work with, and we're able to get closed streets. The bike course is really dynamic and it's different. It's sort of hilly with some flat areas, built in, and it's got a lot of different things.
The bike course is very hilly and very technical. So I would definitely work on hills and work on your technique of riding.
On the course, all the markings are exceptionally clear. Not just clear, I mean, so that when someone's on a bike and they're down in their aero bars, I don't want them to have to hit the brakes for a fraction of a second because they're not sure whether they're going to go right or left. We try to make sure we think of all of the athletes' needs and sort of be out in front of that. It's looking at the joy on the faces of the athletes coming across the finish line. I always say to our athletes that I'll see you at the finish line because that's what our athletes have worked for. So I want to make sure to give them a high five as they're crossing the finish line.
Now, if this looks like a race you'd like to do, you gotta be ready to roll when registration opens. The Olympic distance sells out quickly, and the She Rocks Women's Triathlon Series is one of the fastest growing in the country.
And if you can't make it to Philly, there's tons of races out there. Here's just a few to put on your list to watch and race. The Nation's Triathlon in DC is called an awesome spectator event. September 13th, come on out and cheer on the athletes as they race to benefit the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Then be part of the Lifetime Triathlon Series in Dallas, Texas, October 11th. They have an Olympic distance and sprint distance available. And if Ironman sounds intriguing, then check out Ironman Western Australia, December 5th. There are 36 qualifying slots to the 2010 Ironman Hawaii up for grabs.
So that's it. Now it's your turn to get out there and start living the tri-life. If you'd like more information about anything you've seen on the show, go to our website, livingthetri-life.com, or check out our Facebook page. I'm Donald Jones, and I'll see you next time on Living the Tri-Life.